The next thing we want to talk about, guys, is Poweramp. I do have Poweramp, but it's very simplistic in its use as well. And just like Omnia Player, it does have that cross-fading. And now let me demonstrate Poweramp. I have the app open in front of me. When you open up the app, on the top right corner is the cast.
Poweramp cast.
That's all you have there on the top right corner. Now below there, like about a couple inches or an inch and a half across from the middle of the phone, there's something that simply says button.
Button.
Tapping on that button.
Folder selection. Close. Folder selection. Please use the enable button and allow access to the appropriate storage. Only one root folder per storage is accepted. Use the plus button to add more storages and third-party track provider plugins.
And that's the message that we find near the top half of the screen. Now, slightly below that is the enable button. I will now find and tap on that enable button.
Enable in list. Files. Show routes button. Out of list. Files. Pixel 2 XL. New folder.
It takes me to the internal storage of my phone, and here I am supposed to choose the folder that I would like to use. I will now put my finger down, find something here, and tap on it.
DCIM, down Kindle, movie notific podcasts, ring pod music, row 7, column 1.
Tap here.
Music, new folder, out of grid.
And now at the bottom is where I'm going to tap to select that folder.
Use this folder, button.
There we go. Use this folder.
Allow Poweramp to access files and music. This will let Poweramp access current and future content stored in music.
And I'm going to tap allow.
Allow, button. Folder selection, close.
And now that I've selected a folder, if I want, I could delete that folder and choose a different one, because below this message where it says,
please use the enable button and allow access to the appropriate storage.
Now, instead of the enable button that we saw earlier, now what we have here is the delete button.
Delete button, text, X.
I could tap there to delete, or near the top right corner, I could simply tap on close. I'm going to tap on close.
Close, out of Poweramp settings. Scanning library 3 period, songs, 1/1, playlists, 0.
So there it is, importing my songs from within my library. After tapping on the close, it places us now on this screen, and here's what we got going here.
Poweramp keeps tracks info, including ratings, playlists, from the removed storages even after rescan. Use full rescan action below to clear that info.
And next.
Full rescan, clear tag info database and rescan library folders. Use when storage SD card changed, on major ROM updates, or when folders are moved on storage.
Next.
Music folders, select folders for folders library.
Next.
Ignore short tracks, notifications, etc. less than seconds. 6.
In other words, it will ignore anything that is shorter than 6 seconds, and you can go change and customize it as to how you want it to be.
Ignore video tracks. Tracks with video stream will be ignored. Switch on.
In other words, it's going to ignore, video tracks, and you could turn this off if you don't want it to. Ignore those ones.
Advanced.
Here under Advanced, we've got
Store per track progress. Useful for podcasts, long sets. Switch on.
Next.
-10 plus 10's rewind pro buttons. Change 3 less than sign 3 greater than sign. Category change. Pro buttons to -10 plus 10's rewinding buttons for long tracks. Also applies to long category. Requires pro button skin option enabled. Switch on.
Next.
Track duration for per track progress and -10 plus 10's buttons. At least 45 minutes.
Next.
Slider 75%. Count as played. Count track as played after playing at least 50%.
And you can change how you want that affected.
Slider 50%. Individual playlists and folders can be set to keep each track progress via their header menu list options.
Next.
Lists, list click action, lists categories options. Search results playback options. Queue options. Playlists, use our created playlists import export and options. Scanner, Poweramp folders and the library scanner options.
And that's the last item. I'll now tap on the close on the top right corner.
Change search. Out of list. Close. Poweramp. Blind Android users introduction MP3. Blind Android users introduction MP3.
So it's the blind users introduction in here. So showing my music, something that it found in my music folder. Now that we've imported something and we're here on this screen, here's what we got. We still have that cast found near the top right corner.
Cast.
And then below there we have
Blind Android users introduction MP3, unknown artist.
And I could tap to play this, or below there is the play.
Play.
And to the left of the play,
Wavasik. Text. L43 hours and 7 minutes 0 hours.
And to the right of the play button,
Wavasik. L43 hours and 7 minutes 0 hours.
The same thing. Now if I tap on play,
Play. Library. Equifax. Pause. Library.
I just tap on pause. Now below there we have the following items or buttons. We have, starting from the bottom left,
Library.
Library,
Equifax.
the EQ effects,
Search.
Search,
Settings.
and Settings. Let's quickly take a look at Settings. Tapping on Settings brings us to this screen.
To close. Text. Poweramp.
We still need to find something called Settings here toward the bottom in the middle of the phone.
Set change law settings.
Tap here.
Poweramp settings. Settings. In list.
Now we have the items in Settings, and I'm going to start this from the top. We've got the following.
Look and feel. Skin. Player interface. Language. Notifications.
You can go in there and customize all of that.
Audio. Crossfade. Replay gain. Volume. Output.
Get in there and do what you want.
Visualization. Faded controls opacity. Preset duration.
Next.
Background. Blur. Details. Intensity. Saturation.
Next.
Album art. Download. Quality. Cache cleanup.
Next.
Library. Rescan. Music folders. List. Queue options. Headset Bluetooth. Pause resume on connection. Headset buttons.
Next.
Lock screen. Poweramp lock screen options.
Next.
MISC. Scrobbling. Android Auto. Other tweaks.
Next.
About. Version changelog. Translations info.
And next we have Other.
Other.
And under Other we have
Get support.
Get Support.
Export settings.
You could export your settings or
Import settings.
import settings. And the last item in here is
Send errors to developer. Suggest sending a crash log via email. Switch on.
that's the last item. I'll now go back.
Poweramp.
I am now back to the main UI. And that's Poweramp. It's got a lot of stuff that you should look into and probably make it your default music player if you like it. It does have a trial, and I think that the license is like $6. I think that's how much I paid for it. I don't remember, but between $4 and $6. That's Poweramp. But Austin and Miriam, you guys were with us here when we interviewed some guy from Gone Mad Music. Do you guys like Gone Mad Music?
Yes. Yeah, I tried Gunmad. It's pretty cool, actually.
Gone Mad Music is one of those playing apps or musical playing apps that's also a nice app, and it happens to be one of those that has been with us for quite a while. I remember it being there since 2013 or 2014, and so it's a nice music playing app. And of course, like we said, we do have some licenses that we want to give. So we got 4 of those. And if you want to get a license to Gone Mad Music, remember to just write to us contact us at blindandroidusers.com, and we'll send you a license to Gone Mad Music. All right, guys, any other music app we want to talk about? Or are we done playing that funky tune?
We had done a demo of Gone Mad Music and Shuttle Music Player in different episodes of the podcast, and I will find those demos on YouTube and I will put them up on the latest playlist so that they all can fit in one playlist and you can browse the demos.
Great. Thank you so much, Austin.